What if everything you've been told about what women want is a lie? What if the very things you've been taught to do, to be a good man, to be kind, understanding, and emotionally available, are the same things that are systematically draining the attraction right out of your relationships? Here on Mr. Unveil, we don't shy away from uncomfortable truths. This is not a conspiracy theory. It's a secret that has been intentionally suppressed by modern psychology for decades. A truth so powerful and uncomfortable that it challenges our deepest beliefs about love and desire. Today, you're going to learn about a state of being that Sigmund Freud himself discovered and then buried in his private letters. A secret censored by his own followers. But if you listen, you will understand how female desire works on a primal, subconscious level, and how men have been tragically misled. This truth is so dangerous, so powerful, that once you know it, you will never see the world or your relationships the same way again. So let's begin with the story Freud never wanted the world to know. The uncomfortable truth buried by Freud. The year was 1895, and a young Dr. Sigmund Freud was struggling to understand the new field of psychoanalysis. His world was turned upside down by a wealthy Viennese woman named Anna von Lieben. Anna was a society lady, seemingly perfect on the surface, but she was plagued by crippling hysterical fits. She experienced unprovoked impulses and was trapped in a loveless marriage she despised. As Freud delved into her unconscious mind, he expected to find a desire for romance or attention. What he found was something far more primitive and shocking. Anna harbored desires that society considered monstrous, a deep, hidden longing for submission, humiliation, and even a touch of violence. Her fits weren't random. They were a subconscious expression of a hunger for something other than the soft, gentle love she was supposed to crave. She didn't want to be cherished. She wanted to be dominated. And the more Freud looked, the more he realized she was not an anomaly. In a private letter, he confessed, "The civilized woman is merely a mask. Beneath her lies a chaotic storm of primal desires, a hunger no one dares to name." This wasn't just a wild theory, it was a clinical observation, a truth revealed through her treatment. This revelation shook Freud so deeply that he never dared to publish it. He knew it would be condemned, and he feared it would unleash a social chaos he couldn't control. This dark truth brings us to his most infamous patient, a fiery 18-year-old girl named Dora. Her father sent her to Freud because she had accused a family friend of sexual assault. But as Freud explored her psyche, he discovered that the matter was far more complex. Dora didn't hate the man. She was secretly attracted to him. Her mental distress wasn't from trauma, but from an unfulfilled desire. She was enraged because the man had stopped pursuing her after she resisted. The paradox of refusal. Why we want what we can't have. Freud called this the erotics of refusal, a psychological phenomenon where denying an object of desire makes the desire for it even stronger. If you look at today's dating culture, this becomes hauntingly clear. Men are told, no means no, and that trying harder is wrong. And while this is true on a conscious, ethical level, history and psychology reveal a deeper, more primal truth. Attraction often thrives on conflict, distance, and mystery. Think of the myth of Cupid and Psyche, or the legend of Tristan and Isolde. The tension, the forbidden nature, and the challenge are what ignite the passion. Desire is not logical. It's based on resistance and polarity. Today's focus on clear, immediate consent often overlooks the psychological truth that has existed in the female mind for centuries. It ignores the subtle nonverbal cues that women often give. This is the cognitive dissonance we started with. What a woman's conscious mind says she wants and what her subconscious mind responds to are two different things. Freud's most misunderstood concept was penis envy, which had nothing to do with the physical organ. It was about power and control. He argued that women have historically been taught to be passive recipients, to only receive and never take. This is why many women subconsciously fantasize about being pursued, overtaken, and even dominated. It's not a flaw. It's a deep-seated biological drive for a partner who can provide a sense of security and strength. The multi-billion-dollar romance novel industry is a testament to this. It is filled with stories where intelligent, independent women fantasize about submitting to powerful, often a little dangerous, but confident men. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a reflection of an innate psychological need for a man who embodies the very polarity women are told they should reject. The death of the good man and the hedonic treadmill. Now, let's fast forward to today. If you look around, you'll see a clear pattern. The men who are following the rules, the ones who are emotionally available, kind, and supportive, are the loneliest and most heartbroken. This is not a coincidence. This is the result of a cultural lie. Meet Michael, a 32-year-old software engineer. He was the epitome of the ideal modern man. He was emotionally available, a great listener, and he put his girlfriend's needs before his own. He would cook for her, plan every date, and unconditionally support her career. He was a safe, stable rock. But one day, she broke up with him, saying, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." She left him for a man who was emotionally distant, a little selfish, and who made her feel something. Michael's mistake was that he was too safe, too stable, and too comfortable. He put his girlfriend on a pedestal and made her the center of his universe. He removed all challenge and all tension from the relationship. And this leads us to another key psychological principle, the hedonic treadmill. Our brains are hardwired for novelty and challenge. When something is given to us repeatedly, its effect diminishes. The joy of a new car fades, the excitement of a new job wanes, and the thrill of a relationship can dissipate when there is no longer anything to strive for. If you give a woman everything she says she wants, you remove the chase. You extinguish the fire of desire, because the true fuel of desire isn't satisfaction, it's the pursuit. David Buss, a renowned evolutionary psychologist, found in his research that women are most attracted to men whom other women also desire and least attracted to men who are always available. This isn't a flaw in women, it's a natural scarcity principle at play. What's easily available is not valued. The neuroscience of desire, wanting versus liking. This isn't just theory, it's backed by neuroscience. Our brains have two distinct dopamine circuits, the wanting system and the liking system. The liking system gives us pleasure when we get something, like eating chocolate. But the wanting system is about the desire for the reward itself. It's the thrill of the chase, the anticipation. And a woman's brain, particularly the wanting system, is highly responsive to men who present a challenge. A 2019 fMRI study at UCLA showed that when women were shown pictures of kind, smiling, and emotionally open men, their brain's reward centers showed little to no activity. But when they were shown pictures of serious, confident, and slightly unapproachable men, the nucleus accumbens, the brain's pleasure and excitement center, lit up like a Christmas tree. This is the truth Freud knew. A woman's mind responds to challenge, not to comfort. Freud called this the Defiance Paradox. The more a woman consciously resists a man's dominance, the faster her subconscious mind is willing to submit to it. Think of the pattern. A woman rejects a good, kind man and goes back to her emotionally distant ex. Or an educated woman falls for a guy who gives her nothing but emotional confusion. This is not a lack of self-respect. It is a biological filtering system at work. Unconsciously, women are testing a man's strength. The polarity problem, the end of the man as a psychological pillar. Psychologist Erik Erikson discovered that in every long-term relationship, there is an unspoken power balance. He called the man's role that of the psychological pillar, the stable leading force. When a man abandons this role, when he becomes a follower instead of a leader, a woman loses not only her respect for him, but also her attraction. As one woman confessed anonymously, "I begged him to be more emotionally open, to cry, and when he did, I couldn't see him the same way again." This is the great modern lie. Women say they want equality, but their subconscious minds are wired for asymmetry. They say they want emotional availability, but their desire awakens for a man who is emotionally controlled. This is the concept of polarity. A relationship, at its core, is a dynamic between two opposite poles. When those poles are too similar, the spark dies. So what is the solution? Should you become a ruthless jerk? No, that's a low-level, insecure way of trying to get control. The real solution is masculine polarity. This isn't about being toxic. It's about embodying a strong, stable, and decisive energy that a woman can feel. It's about becoming a man who leads not by force, but by his presence. The 3 secrets to reclaiming your polarity. Here are the 3 secrets to embodying this magnetic polarity and reclaiming your power. The silent strategy. When a woman tests you, argues, or challenges you emotionally, the worst thing you can do is explain yourself, chase her, or beg. The best thing you can do is be silent. Freud said that a woman's mind will fill that silence with her own emotions. The more you explain, the less she feels. The less you speak, the more she will crave to know what you are thinking. This silence is not a punishment. It is a display of emotional control and confidence. The decisive imperative. Women don't want your opinion. They want your direction. A 2022 study found that women are more attracted to men who make decisions without asking for permission. This is because making a decision is a display of mental dominance, and that dominance, when it is stable and calm, is incredibly attractive. Don't ask, "Where do you want to eat?" State, "We're going to that Italian place on Elm Street. Let's go." The reward/punishment loop. This isn't about manipulation. It's about natural consequences. When she behaves according to your standards and values, reward her with your attention, time, and affection. When she crosses a line or disrespects you, withdraw that attention. Do not punish or argue. Simply remove your presence. Freud's case studies showed that women only value a man's attention when it is given strategically, not freely. This all leads to the final, most profound secret of all. A woman's desire is not truly about the woman herself. It's about the man who holds himself just out of her complete reach. The moment you make her the prize, you take yourself out of the game. The moment you make your mission, your purpose, and your principles the prize, and live your life without apology, she will begin to chase you. This is the ultimate truth. This is the power that has always been yours to claim. If you're ready to stop being misled, if you're ready to leave the old lies behind and step into this new, powerful reality, then join the community. Hit that subscribe button and become a part of the movement to unveil the truth.